Welcome to Spiritual Psychic with Sarah Wiseman, where you'll learn how to unlock the secrets of spiritual intuition and your own psychic gifts. Here's Sarah.
Welcome to Spiritual Psychic. I'm Sarah Wiseman. Today we're talking about, is sex sacred? And we're working from the book, Messages from the Divine. We're in lesson 49. Now, sex has gotten kind of different in modern times. Didn't used to be that we had things like Tinder. Didn't used to be that sex used to be much more private and constrained by particular rules, and it was, just sort of something that men and women were supposed to do, and it was supposed to be done under the marriage covenant. So and this of course is not how it was everywhere in the world. I'm just saying, for a lot of the mainstream, that's kind of what sex was, sort of thing for married men and women to do privately and never discuss it. And so now, of course, we've got different apps and so forth to find a partner instantly. And sex becomes something different. So the part that I want to talk about is not a moral judgment about anybody's whatever they're doing, but really this idea is sex as a way of sharing consciousness. So even if your sex is probably is one of the few places where people can become vulnerable to each other and share time and share that energy, this powerful energy of sex. And this creates this very unique aspect between them that is consciousness. And even if sex is entered in without the desire for consciousness, even if the whole purpose of having sex is meant to be kind of like a numbing thing or a way of releasing anger or a way of releasing pain, something about the sexual act itself shifts that. There is joining or melding, whether it's desired or not. Now, there are a couple other places that this deep intimacy can happen. Like if you think of like a mother, say, breastfeeding her child or holding a child, or a father holding a baby, these kinds of very, very deep connective things. Or if we think of someone birthing a child, that way of bringing someone through the portal. Or if we think of someone getting ready to pass and helping someone transition, taking them through the portal. I think one of the ways to think about the sex is that it's a portal into consciousness. It's a portal into consciousness. And the book says, in its purest form, sex is a fusion of consciousness. By fusion, we do not mean 1 plus 1. Instead, we mean 1 plus 1 plus 1. The divine one, all God, shows up in the experience also. The energy of God in the room, this is palpable in transcendent sex. In transcendent sex, the partners connect to each other in the human body, and they also connect to the divine consciousness of each other. In this fusion, they open up all emotions, all energy, and all portals to the etheric realms all at once. Together, they enter into divine vibration via the portal of their bodies, and in this way, they transmute the energy of their human selves into divine energy. Now, there's a lot of talk about, sacred sex practices, and maybe people attempt to create this. But what I'd like to say is that this isn't something that can be really created by trying to make it happen. it's a surrendering. It's a surrendering to total vulnerability and intimacy with another person. Sometimes I talk about it like it's about taking the skin off. It's the closest way we can connect. Just something interesting, to look at. Sex is a part of our lives. The divine is a part of our lives. Of course, sex and the divine are going to be right there together all the time. I am Sarah Wiseman, and you'll find me at sarahwiseman.com.